Hi, welcome to the intro to prompt engineering. This could be called the main event of our AI Fundamentals mini course. It's where the lessons of AI 101 come full circle and where you truly go from a casual AI enthusiast to a genuine AI expert. And while that might sound intense or complicated, we think you'll find it easier to become a powerful expert with these tools than anyone might expect. Before we get too far into it, let's do a quick review of what you learned in AI 101. In 101, Connor took you through three of the biggest, most readily available AI services available to consumers now, namely ChatGPT, Midjourney, and Jasper. ChatGPT is the AI natural language generator sweeping the globe, while Midjourney is our AI art generator of choice, and Jasper is used by professionals at major companies to customize their marketing content to the finest detail. The tool that's best for you will depend on the situation and the industry and specific need of copy you have. AI 101 showed you the basics of interfacing with each software, but now it's time to go into the intermediate process. See, anyone can type something into the prompt bar on ChatGPT and get an answer, but it won't always be the best or most complete answer. If you typed a bare minimum or confusing instructions into Midjourney, you might get a picture, but it's going to be a little bit off from what you're trying to make. In many cases, it may take more than just a prompt to get the answer you're looking for. It takes the right prompt, and creating that prompt involves something that CPM and other leaders in the AI world refer to as prompt engineering. Put simply, prompt engineering is the process of building, packaging, and inputting the full information needed into the AI software in order to ensure your best chances at getting your desired outcome the first time and every time. That's a very fancy way of saying making the prompts better. But that's the key to the whole operation. Even as new as these tools are, there are strategies that consistently perform better than others, and we're going to share ours with you here in this video. These three principles, if mastered, will take you from AI user to prompt engineer. These principles are creative problem solving, systems instead of single use, and manual over automatic. Let's go through each of them along with a helpful tip that you can use to get started as a prompt engineer today. First, let's look at creative problem solving. This has a lot to do with your philosophical approach to AI, so it's good to cover first here. Right now, there are a lot of people looking at AI like ChatGPT as a fun, momentary fad. Oh wow, look at how fast and beautifully it types. And because of that, to the extent that they are using it, they use it fairly casually and hope that it'll do it correctly every time. Many start typing thinking to themselves, let's see if it can do this or do that, just on a whim. Prompt engineers approach these tools differently. AI isn't a passing fad and it isn't something that's here just to have fun with. Although you can have all kinds of fun with it, but that's not what it's there for. Prompt engineers look at AI as what it is, a new tool in a toolbox that can be used for creative problem solving. When it comes to a lot of the day-to-day tasks, AI is the new way of doing things, and those among us who learn that lesson sooner rather than later will be the ones who have the advantage. Your goal is to use your creativity and these tools to solve important problems. If you do that, you'll be able to do so much more in your personal and professional life that's going to feel like magic. Here's an example of what that sort of mindset, when applied to AI, can do for you. When using ChatGPT, a lot of users do something like this. Ask a prompt, send. Ask a prompt, send. That works, but isn't necessarily the best way to use this tool for its full potential. ChatGPT can remember what you've prompted and what it replied. It has something that is called a working memory that, when properly used, can allow you to cascade new solutions by using the solutions it generated for you earlier. With this in mind, you can use it to creatively solve a problem from beginning to end, using it to help you plan your approach as well as your execution. If, for example, you're a coffee shop owner looking to put on an event, instead of just saying, hey ChatGPT, plan an event, you can say, ChatGPT, give me 3 options for an event that can help me raise awareness of my business in the community. Then say, expand on option 2. Then say, what would I need to make that happen? Then say, write me a Facebook post about it. Quickly, you'll see how ChatGPT can be a serious game changer when you use it as a dedicated tool for creative problem solving. The only limits are your creativity, and through this process and approach, you'll be able to solve problems from end to end, no matter how complex they might be. Next is the second principle, focusing on systems over single use. We want to make sure we use AI by implementing systems rather than relying on single uses. Rather than thinking about AI as something to be used occasionally for variety, or as a last resort if you can't do it all by yourself, it's better to think about it as part of a bigger system for the way you approach problem solving. For prompt engineers, AI is part of that system by which they work. It's fully integrated into their workflows. By coming up with a system for how you use these tools to solve complex problems, you can build repeatable processes that will get the job done consistently and more effectively. Again, this is about your mindset just as much as it is your day-to-day work. AI in this way is more than a tool in your toolbox. I don't mean a level or a router or something for specific uses. It's a whole new workshop. And by thinking of AI in this way, the types of problems and the effectiveness you can solve them at, your opportunities expand dramatically. For a more concrete and relevant example, let's look at Jasper. Using Jasper occasionally to craft single social media posts or announcements will work, but we want to show you how powerful it can be when integrated into a system for whatever you're working on. Let's think of how a prompt engineer would use Jasper. Say, for instance, you're a YouTuber. Jasper has multiple plugins specifically designed to make almost every aspect of videos for YouTube perform better in search results. And this allows you to have a repeatable system for optimizing your videos, not just once, but every time. Many casual AI users would head over to ChatGPT, would ask questions that would generate good results, but they have to rely on knowing everything they need to ask. They would have to remember to ask everything the right way every time, which can become easy to forget if you're approaching things in a one-off fashion. Instead, you could use a tool like Jasper to go through every aspect of that video that needs to be considered. The title, the video description, the tags, and more. You can optimize each one, take content, and make sure everything is put right where it needs to go. Now you have a full system for video ranking. How cool! Even cooler perhaps is once you find a system that you like, sometimes you can transfer those systems over to another tool. This video system can be brought over from Jasper to ChatGPT and other capable tools that you may want to use in the future. But the core idea remains. Instead of showing up for a single problem or prompt, you can approach complex problems, work through them methodically and completely in a repeatable way. It may take some adjustment to moving like this. It may feel like you're giving up a little bit of your creative input at first, but you'll be cranking out extremely useful SEO optimized descriptions for every video, and with this as your system, you'll never have to worry about doing it manually again. You'll free up your time, your videos will consistently perform better, and you won't have to rely on your memory or chance alone for results. That's the beauty of being a prompt engineer. When the system is dialed in, many of the little annoyances or variables associated with your daily work will be automated and practically cease to be concerns. That's the power of well-deployed AI. Finally, we arrive at the third principle of prompt engineering. Think manual instead of automatic. This is one of the core cruxes of prompt engineering. See, people who are using these AI tools every day still may be making the mistake of thinking that this is a machine that can do all of your thinking for you. It's like they're driving a car with automatic transmission. They don't have to bother with the stick shift. They just trust that the car is going to work and going to do their work for them. And that's perfectly fine. An automatic car will still drive you where you need to go. But for those who like to go fast, for those who like to be in control, for those who care about performance, you need a manual transmission. Prompt engineers treat their AI tools the same way. Because when you take control of the finer functions inside these tools, the things that you can create go from really good to world class quickly. Manual over automatic is a little bit more complicated. It does mean taking a little bit more time to flesh out your prompts with the details they need, instead of just typing in the general gist of what you want, and assuming that the AI will take care of it. But we do think you'll be surprised with how easy it is, in a lot of cases, to switch from automatic to manual. And we know that you'll be blown away with the improvements you can get in your AI-generated content. One of the easiest examples to show this is working with AI art. Let's check out a quick comparison between some works from Midjourney. The prompt that made this picture was lady with red hair sitting in a field. It looks nice, but let's see if we can improve it in the quality and detail. The prompt that made this one was beautiful red-haired girl sitting in a lush green field, early morning, cinematic lighting, 55mm, f-stop 2.8. See the difference that some extra detail in the prompt can make? You might notice that you can customize the prompt down to the type and focal length of the virtual camera lens you want to simulate. That's pretty cool. Now, the automatic method still got us there. It's definitely a beautiful picture, but the manual method, where we dive under the hood and give a more specific prompt, it leads to clearly superior results. These kinds of details don't just appear without giving the AI what it needs. If you want something specific from AI, you need to be specific in your prompt. If the AI needs to guess, it'll keep putting out that work that might be good, but isn't exactly what you want. By engineering the prompt intentionally and in a detailed way, you can get exactly what you're looking for every time. These performance upgrades are possible when you face these tools like a true prompt engineer. And now you know how to do just that. As you can imagine, there's so much more to this stuff, but we just wanted to give you a taste of what's possible for you. Once you become a prompt engineer, we would encourage you to take what you've learned here and go play around with these different AI services. In a later module in this course, you'll find a PDF with some sample prompts you can try, but don't feel limited to those. Use your creativity and your imagination paired with solid prompt engineering principles like the ones we've outlined here. There's no telling where you'll go. Now, when it comes to designing your own prompts, we've developed a formula on how to best design your inputs for these tools. We call it the Delta formula. We'll be getting into that in the next video. We'll see you there.